You're listening to Blue Collar CEO, the podcast that's all about helping you build a better, more profitable, and more sustainable home service business. Each week, we'll cover a different topic that will help enable your company to move forward to success. And here's your host, Ryan Redding.
What is up, Blue Collar CEOs? It's Ryan, and it is great to be with you today. This is going to be a fun conversation because we're going to be departing a bit from our normal guest. We've had some really fantastic guests in the past. We've had finance people, we've had business strategists, we've had operations people focused on acquisitions, everything, right? We've had anything that's going on. Today's fun because we're going to be talking to a chemist. And this particular chemist is trying to solve one of the most serious problems in the Southeast United States right now. I'm going to introduce you to her name is Fallon Dyle. She is a product research development chemist for Highside Chemicals, and she's trying to create a product, essentially at its core, that does what the bottle says that it's going to do. And there's a particular problem that's happening especially bad in the Gulf region and especially bad in Florida. That is a really fascinating problem that she's developed a really elegant solution for. I can't wait to get onto this. Let's get started. Fallon, I am really glad we're able to get you on the show today, and I can't wait to hop on in. But I guess before we do, because this is going to be a new topic for us, a new subject matter, so I'm really excited. But for those who maybe don't know who you are yet, let's just start there. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name is Fallon Dyle. I'm the research and development, also product development chemist here at Highside Chemicals. We've been in business for over 86 years, back since 1936. Yeah, we're an old company, but we're doing new things. One of the things for me is I do work very hard to create things that actually do what they say they're going to do. We're very big on taking the time to test it, taking the time to research, to do whatever test that we need to do. So we do typically take our time when it comes to getting things out because we want to make sure they're right the first time. And also with me, my biggest thing is to make sure that everything's safe. As safe as I can make it, that's my number one goal.
So safety, in air quotes for those listening, safety, I guess, is a big deal when you're dealing with chemicals, apparently, Absolutely. As it turns out.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, sarcasm. I'm just laying on pretty thick. Okay, let's do this for those, because there's a lot of people in a lot of industries listening and watching right now. So because we have plumbers, we have HVAC, we have electricians, we have pest control. When, as it relates to like Highside Chemicals, what sorts of products or industries, let's maybe say industries, will Highside have the most sort of impact with for those who maybe don't have a direct familiarity with the company and its product line?
Absolutely. So I will say that we're actually a very broad company. We started in HVAC and plumbing. Those were our two big ones. But a lot of our stuff is very versatile. So a lot of our products can be used in automotive, and we're actually pushing into that market right now. Marine is a very big one, boats, things like that. We're, dabbling into consumer a little bit, but we like to be careful with that. We like to kind of stay more on the professional side because you are dealing with some things that, need more of a training. But since I've been here, I have been working to push us into those vertical markets because a lot of our stuff is very versatile. A lot of stuff people can use at home, but some stuff we don't. So when we're pushing to the consumer market, something newer that we're trying, we only push the ones that we 100% know that anybody that can just read simple instructions will be able to use it. No safety issues, anything like that. But yeah, we're actually very broad.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. I don't think I realized how broad you guys were. Yeah, and kind of, I can't help but think that, especially if you are going after B2B, right? If you're going after professionals and commercial entities, and if you're going after a certain sort of clientele, you can expect a certain level of sophistication. But once you go into B2C, yes. It's almost like you have to keep the crazy lady at McDonald's who sues you because her coffee is hot.
Yes, liability.
That's the whole mindset of are you dumb enough to use this product without suing somebody and hurting somebody?
Absolutely.
That seems like to be the threshold. And I don't know if that's right.
No, you're right. I mean, typically when we're for instance, we're dabbling into the marijuana industry as well. So, we're trying to broaden the horizons here at Highside, and that was a big thing. So I had to take my mind and bring it down and say, think of the simplest person that you would know and try to teach them that. And that's and not saying that anyone's dumb or anything like that. It's more of I want it to be so simple to where there is no issue. There's no question. You have everything you need right there and you understand it.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So one of the things that's important for you, and I know like obviously as a chemist, you're focused on the science, right, of making and developing these sorts of products. But it's also important to know like the problem with which your science is trying to solve, right?
Absolutely. That's
So
the first step.
something that you're facing, and I think otherwise, like it's just research science, like where people might not know how this gets applied, and there's government entities and like groups like NASA who are kind of big on that, but that's not what you do. You're for-profit entity.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things that's happening a lot, especially in the Southeast, is like this transition of coils from copper to aluminum.
Yes, sir.
Can you talk about some of that problem? Like help people who don't have direct familiarity with that problem understand it. And how are you guys looking at trying to solve this?
Absolutely. So first, when I got here, I'll be hitting 2 years in September. So I went on. My thing was I've been in the industry for a long time, but I wasn't on the side of the tech, and that's what I had to get familiar with. So I went on forums. I got into groups, like what's going on. See a need, fill a need is kind of how I start. So we found out about the slime. There's a whole bunch of different names for it that everybody's calling. But basically, the theory behind it is when they switched from copper, because copper on its own has antimicrobial properties. And when they switched to aluminum, because it's cheaper, aluminum is great because it has anti-corrosive properties, but it doesn't have that antimicrobial. So this issue has always happened. You're always going to end up having bacteria and stuff that's going to be in your evaporator drain pan, and it's because it's the best breeding ground. It's uh, you don't mess with it a lot. It's dark. It's warm. It's just a perfect little temperature going on, especially during the hot. So in the southeast, it's hitting bad because we got aluminum coils coming in, and this stuff is just a breeding ground, and it's growing so fast because it doesn't have that copper slowing it down. So this issue, you would see it, but you may not see it for years. And now we're seeing it every 2 weeks clogging up drains. And so basically, I saw that. And my thing is, my first step when I'm fighting something like an entity, basically, because that's what we're fighting, you have to know
Sure.
what it is. You can only fear things that you don't know, right? So first thing I did is I got in contact with some techs in Florida because that's where it's really bad. I'm in the Gulf of Mexico, so we have it here as well, but it's seeming to really, really hit Florida very badly. So I actually had a couple people send me samples. I sent them a sample cup, dry ice, everything. They mailed me the samples. I sent it to my old college and had someone extract the DNA from me, and then we found out what we're dealing with. So the reason I say that is because this is the big thing that I wanted everyone to know is the things that people are using to fight it right now are not going to work for everything. So to kind of just do this real quick, there's these are biofilms, by the way. This is what's happening. So there's six
Okay.
different biofilms. So the one problem with them is they all can coexist together. So that means they all like each other and they don't hate each other. They're not trying to fight for space. They end up bottling together basically and forming those.
They become like a happy super ecosystem of these biofilms.
Absolutely. They like each other and it works. So basically they're getting so big that they're ending up clogging that PVC drain line that's going out, and it's causing, water to overfill, and it's causing water damage in people's homes. But here's the thing. So two of these biofilms are actually antibiotic resistant. Another two of them are actually UV resistant. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, exactly. So it makes it kind of hard. But here's the thing, UV is very expensive. So you have a lot of, say, residential people can't necessarily go and say, throw thousands of dollars on a UV system. Also, I believe that they tend to degrade things over time. So, you got that. And then with the enzyme, if you go the enzymatic route, you have a shelf life issue. You have all kinds of stuff. When you got a tech that's working in Florida that throws a bottle in their truck and it's 110 degrees outside, those enzymes are going to die. And so you basically have a product that's full of stuff that's actually not going to work.
Yeah, they become somewhat inert at that point, right?
Absolutely. And see, here's the thing. The enzymatic route's going to work. It's going to take off a third of what you have. So say you have a blob this big, it's going to be this big. And UV is going to be the same thing, but you're not actually getting it all at one time. So I've worked really hard. I actually have a technician in Florida right now that it has my formulation. It has lasted 7 months without a clog. So I think
That is
the
crazy.
theory, yeah. So the theory has finally come to light where I believe I've found the right mixture together that also is going to be chemical, it's going to be safe, it's going to be affordable, and it's actually going to take everything away. Because another big issue is bleach. All these guys are using bleach. And that's first off extremely dangerous vapors. So these guys are breathing in bleach. Bleach only takes, say, on a mold or something like that, it's only going to get rid of your bud and your stem. It's not a preventative thing. It's a right then and there kind of works. And then if you get it on any metal, it's corrosive. So I'm really trying to get people to stop using bleach because I don't like bleach and it's very dangerous.
So I feel like what you're asking people to do is stop having fun on the job, because if you're not smelling the beautiful aroma that is a bleach solution coming off of metal, like you're not living. You know, like you don't know what you're missing out.
But in everything in, little at a time,
Were you literally going to say everything in moderation?
Yeah, and the word just didn't come out.
For sniffing bleach? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So for this particular problem, is this a problem that like mainly homeowners in Florida are experiencing? Like, are they associating this clog and this water damage, or is this going to be something that's going to be more obvious on facilities that are larger, have higher volume? Who are the people who are going to experience this particular problem with the most amount of pain?
So it's going to be everybody that's in a high humidity area during the summer times. You're going to see this in other cases in North and stuff, but it's not going to be as prominent and it's not going to be happening so quickly, so fast. Like I said, my Florida guy, he told me at 2 weeks he had a clog. So it's happening every 2 weeks. And then the big thing is having to withstand that water. So you have to create a product that will stay, because on average in the summer season, I believe just a regular home, so this is just a house, so this isn't a commercial unit that's huge, you can get about 50 gallons a day that is going to go through there. So I mean, water, crazy. Yeah, so anywhere that you have water, because water is the most powerful element on planet. I mean, it gives life and it grows, and that's what's happening. So we have to make it to where it can't, pretty much, where these things can't survive. We have to give them an environment that's unlivable. That's basically
a hostile environment is essentially what you're creating.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
To correct you, water is not the most powerful force on the planet. I've always been told that love is the most powerful force on the planet.
That's fair. If we go spiritual route, I can deal with that 100%.
Look, I got all my training from Captain America and Captain Planet. Both are the captains.
There we go. Yeah,
so
I have a spiritual and a realistic thing. I try to stay balanced.
Pragmatism's overrated. So one of the challenges then you're going to face, because if I'm understanding you correctly, homeowners are going to experience this problem. They're going to call their HVAC tech because, hey, the problem's coming back again. The same company is coming back again, but they're going to be keeping to try to apply the same solutions and remedies because that's all they know to do. Absolutely. So now you have another problem of trying to acquire the attention and interest and educate an entire industry segment.
Absolutely.
On what the problem is, how to diagnose it, and how your product creates a remedy. How on earth do you start tackling that challenge?
Well, basically, we do travel a lot. We go to, AHR, a lot of different shows that we go to. So I'll talk to technicians there. And it's worked, because I've actually had people reach out to me, email me and say, hey, love the work you're doing. Keep it up. Let me know when you have some stuff. So I have a lot of contacts. And then we also deal with the main distributor. So we kind of do that. They have their sales team go out, but also we finally have an online presence. So we do have LinkedIn. So it's going to be more of the marketing at that point, kind of getting it out there, But our big thing, I will say, is we love to sample products to customers because we believe in our products. We take the time to really test it and we go out. So basically, I'm probably going to be going to Florida soon because I want to understand every part of the technician's, focus, down to, does the sprayer bother your hand? I want to make sure that
Yeah.
every part is the best that we can do. I try to check off every box that I can. And so that's the big thing too, is just getting out there, telling people about it, posting about it, and then, just getting it out there and say, here, try this, let me know if it, works for you. So we do that a lot. We do sample a lot of our products out because we know once you try it, you're going to continue to use it.
So if it sounds like this solution, although it's very early stages, it sounds like it's very promising. Like the early sort of like field testing and evaluation processes seems like it's proving that be better than the alternative solutions to date. So congrats on that, because that alone is a huge accomplishment. If somebody wants to order one of these samples, learn more about the problem, and see like, hey, when you're in Florida, can you come down? Can you like go on site, experience what they're experiencing? How might somebody learn more about the product, be able to connect with you to talk about if it's a benefit for them that they should consider offering? Any of those, what options do contractors have to learn more?
I would say we have different avenues. You can email me directly. It's Fallon, Fallon at highsidechem.com. I love to know any issues that are going on where we can help. Like I said, we have a lot of creative control. We're not owned by a whole bunch of people. So we get to really figure things out. And, if it's something, even a tool, we can create anything we want. We have a lot of freedom. Our website has a contact us option, so highsidechem.com. You can go on there and say, hey, what's going on? And that'll get forwarded to me. And then also I am on LinkedIn, and so is Highside. And I run that directly. So I'm the one that you're going to be talking to. And you can always give us a call too. We Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, we're here. If you call, I might even answer the phone. You never know.
Ooh, that'd be awesome. So we'll make a link to everything you mentioned, including your email address, and also make sure that we have the highsidechem.com in the show notes too. So if anyone wants to just go online directly, look at the products you offer outside of this particular one, because you have a whole like variety of products for all kinds of different things. It's really cool to hear about this technology and this product so early on in its life cycle. And it's so great to have you on. Congrats on the good work. I can't wait to see the success you have, and not only solving the problem, but also helping contractors adopt your product as a solution. So It's great having you on. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too. It was an honor being here.
This episode was hosted by Ryan Redding, author of the book on digital marketing for plumbing and HVAC contractors, and founder of Levergy, the digital marketing solution for serious home service companies. You can subscribe to Blue Collar CEO on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit us online at BlueCollar.CEO and find us on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another awesome episode. See you soon.